Welcome to Lunchtime News here on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Disal Kapuge, bringing you the news for News First, the voice of the people. Before we take a look at the stories in detail, let's first cross over to the headlines.
Newly appointed police commission meets for the first time. Dengue spread reaching alarming levels. Sri Lanka declares electricity, petroleum and health services as essential. University teachers to meet with the President. Fertilizer relief vouchers from next week. Sri Lankan cricketer has 3 sex assault charges withdrawn.
Now in a top story, the newly appointed National Police Commission met for the first time on Thursday the 18th morning. Retired High Court Judge Lalith Ekanayake serves as the chairman of the NPC.
Retired Ministry Secretary Dengue Cases, former Senior DIG Sarath Gamini De Silva, Attorney Dilshan Kapila Jayasuriya and K. Karunaharan are the other members of the National Police Commission. Although the full membership of the NPC is 7 members, only 5 members have been appointed to the body and the remaining 2 members will be appointed in due course. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, with the approval of the Constitutional Council, appointed the National Police Commission membership recently.
An extraordinary Gazette notification has been issued by the order of the President, making electricity, petroleum production, fuel supply and health essential services.
The relevant Gazette notice, issued under the signature of the President's Secretary, states that the order will be implemented with the effect from yesterday. This Gazette notice has been issued under the powers vested in the President in accordance with the second section of the Essential Public Service Act No. 61 of 1979.
A special discussion between President Ranil Wickremesinghe and the Federation of University Teachers Associations will take place on Thursday the 18th afternoon at the President's office.
Spokesperson for the Federation of University Teachers Association, Charudatta Langasinghe, told News First that the tax regime imposed by the government and other issues faced by professionals will be taken up for discussion at the meeting with the President.
The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna has decided to vote in favour of the proposal presented to Parliament to remove Janaka Ratnayake from serving as a member of the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka. SLPP General Secretary Attorney Sagara Karyavasam said that the SLPP does not condone in any way the conduct of the chairman of the PUCSL. Therefore, the SLPP had decided to support the motion to remove Janaka Ratnayake from the post.
The Samagi Jana Balawege said that it would oppose the motion presented to the Parliament to remove Janaka Ratnayake from serving as a member of the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka. SJB General Secretary Ranjit Mathuma Bandara said that the main opposition group would stand up for Ratnayake as he stood against the attempts to increase the electricity tariff. The proposal presented to the Parliament to remove Janaka Ratnayake from serving as a member of the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka is to be taken up for debate on the 24th of May and a vote will also take place on the same day.
The chairman of the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka commented on the electricity tariff.
විදුලි ගාස්තු වෙනස් වීමේ යෝජනාව කිසිම පදනමක් නැතිව වැරදි දත්ත මත පදනම්ව තමයි මේ.
The proposal to revise the electricity tariff was presented based on inaccurate data and in a baseless manner. They have reached a decision to reduce the tariff by 3%. This is an attempt to deceive the people, the Cabinet of Ministers, the government, Parliament and political authority and the Public Utilities Commission. The CEB has estimated 16,550 gigawatt hours for February, and that is how they increased the electricity tariff by 65% in an unethical manner. However, the CEB has now informed us that the total electricity requirement for the whole year is 264 gigawatt hours. So, the 65% tariff hike in February was based on inaccurate data and with no basis. Based on the facts, the CEB has admitted to this. As per the current estimates, the tariff must be reduced not by just 3% but by 24%. The calculation should be done per the system and not based on the needs of the CEB General Manager or the CEB Tariff Division. They have not presented the total cost as well. When the political authority declares a deadline for the 15th, the CEB General Manager with no understanding sent a proposal ahead of the deadline. The minister then goes on to say that the proposal was given to the PUCSL and now the ball is in their court. This is an attempt to deceive the people, the Cabinet of Ministers, the government, Parliament and the political authority and the Public Utilities Commission. This is the process adopted by the Minister of Power and Energy. He is not aware of the method of calculation, the generation of electricity, generation cost or the methodology. He has appointed his henchman to the CEB. This is an attempt to secure the passage of this proposal before the 1st of July.
16 people had died of COVID-19 in Sri Lanka over the past 20 days. According to the daily COVID-19 report released by Sri Lankan authorities, 11 COVID-19 cases were reported during the past 24 hours. According to the report, 51 people are being treated for COVID-19 in Sri Lanka. Now moving on with the news, locals from Maduwalwela in Kolonna have been severely inconvenienced due to the improper garbage disposal taking place in the area.
Locals from Maduwalwela in Kolonna claim that the garbage collected within the Kolonna Pradeshya Sabha area are disposed at an abandoned handloom centre in the Maduwalwela area. They warn that the improper garbage disposal also paves the way for the spread of dengue in the area. A preschool, school and several government institutions are located close to the area in addition to several neighborhoods. A dengue prevention week was declared and red notices are issued to almost every house. The premises are becoming breeding ground for dengue mosquitoes. The garbage needs to be removed and there is a preschool close by. We cannot let our children out to play because of the broken glasses. People living in the Ridiyagama Divisional Secretariat area have been severely inconvenienced due to the construction work on the road from Egodamulla to Panagamua via Gurumada coming to a standstill. Construction work on the road commenced in 2021 under the Maganaguma Development Drive. Under this project, the concrete layers on the road were removed to be replaced with tar. However, the work on this project remains incomplete. Around 10 villagers have been severely inconvenienced as a result of this.
The total number of dengue cases reported so far in 2023 increased to 34,798. However, public health inspectors noted that public support to combat the spread of dengue is at a low.
The Public Health Inspectors Union of Sri Lanka Chairman Upul Rohana told News First that public support is essential to combat the spread of dengue. 34,798 dengue patients were reported in the island nation so far in 2023, and a majority of these cases are from Colombo, Gampaha and Kalutara. The Health Promotion Bureau expressed the following views regarding dengue at press briefing.
ඩෙංගු රෝගීන් වාර්තාවේ මිතා අධික ලෙස වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා.
The number of dengue cases reported have been increased drastically. If you have fever, do not use medicines that are not paracetamol as a treatment. Make sure to ask your doctor whether the painkiller is a paracetamol or not. If not, those drugs will worsen your dengue fever and damage your liver, and then there is a serious chance of fatalities.
ඒ නිසා ඒ බෙහෙත් ගන්න එපා කියන එක මගේ පණිවිඩය. මගේ
News First with the people.
The second generation movement expressed the following views regarding the appointments of governors.
මේ ආණ්ඩුව දැන් ගෙනියන්නේ බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂයි ඉන්දියාවයි ඇමරිකාවයිද? ඒතර අපේ රටේ පාලකයා විදිහට පෙනී සිටින්නේ රූකඩයක්.
Is this the government controlled by Basil Rajapaksa, the United States of America or India? The ruler of the country is simply a puppet. We have concerns with regard to the appointment of the provincial governors as calls for the 13th Amendment. The ruler is appointing governors who can facilitate the presentation of legislations that would be necessary for a communal issue. He is a ruler without a mandate. He did not receive a mandate. A mandate was given for one law, one country. We urge him to prepare to face an election.
මේ ජනවරම ලැබුණ එක රටක් එක නීතියක් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට. එසේ ජනවරමකට මුවා වෙලා ජනාධිපතිකම පිට්පොකට් ගහපු මේ වර්තමාන පාලකයට අපි කියනවා මෙවැනි තීන්දුව తీරන ගන්නට කලින් වහාම මැතිවරණයකට රට සූදානම් කරන්න.
The collective of Samurdhi trade unions say the Samurdhi benefits related to the months of April and May are yet to be directed to Samurdhi banks. Chamara Madduma Kaluge, the national organizer of the movement, stated that almost over 1.6 million Samurdhi beneficiaries have been deprived of their benefits due in April and May.
Improper, the State Minister of Social Empowerment, speaking to News First, said that the program to make the necessary payments was implemented. However, the State Minister noted that certain delays can take place during the fund distribution process.
A special committee has been appointed to put forward the relevant methodology and proposals to bring the Samurdhi Development Bank under the regulation of the central bank. State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe stated that the relevant committee consists of officials from the Ministry of Finance, the Central Bank and the Social Welfare Benefit Board.
Yesterday, a discussion was held with the participation of State Minister of Social Empowerment Anupa Pascual, Central Bank Governor and other relevant officials. The Social Welfare Benefit Board is distributing Samurdhi benefits through the banks provided by the beneficiaries. We cannot include the Samurdhi banking system for this. The main reason is the lack of proper regulations in that banking system and the lack of digitalization. Therefore, we appointed a committee of officials. They will discuss with the central bank the best method to regulate this and will inform us.
The Ministry of Agriculture says the fertilizer concessions will be given to farmers from next week through vouchers.
Secretary to the Agriculture Ministry Gunadasa Samarasinghe said that 20,000 will be given to farmers per hectare. He added that the relevant vouchers are being printed. The President recently approved the project as well.
The human-elephant conflict remains as one of the perennial issues in Sri Lanka that has gone unsolved. Lives of both humans and elephants continue to be at risk due to this issue.
People of the Aranaganvila 7th Mile Post village in the Polonnaru district are severely inconvenienced owing to wild elephant encroachments. A wild elephant that roamed from the Ulpatha Forest Reserve in Dambagaha had attacked 3 houses in the area on numerous occasions. Area residents say the elephants are encroaching on the village in search of paddy stored in houses. The only request of these people is that authorities drive away the elephant to a suitable forest area.
Sri Lanka Navy seized over 100 kilograms of heroin that was being transported in a local multi-day fishing trawler in the seas of Galle. A coordinated intelligence operation conducted by the State Intelligence Service and the Sri Lanka Navy has led to the apprehension of a local multi-day fishing trawler carrying a large consignment of narcotics suspected to be heroin, and 6 suspects have been arrested along with it. The apprehension was made by SLNS Vijayabahu in the high seas south of Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the drug carrying vessel and suspects are expected to be brought to the port of Colombo today, the 18th of May, for onward action. Now moving on with the news, the lowest gravity on the planet is found at the southern tip of Sri Lanka and parts of the Indian Ocean east of the Maldives. North Canada around the Hudson Bay area is also an area of low gravity.
Satellites from NASA's GRACE mission, also known as Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment Mission, have been mapping the differences for years. While ocean measuring stations have suggested there is a difference, that use of satellite imaging to measure water density has allowed NASA to build high definition of gravity. The lowest gravity on the planet is found at the southern tip of Sri Lanka and parts of the Indian Ocean east of the Maldives. North Canada around the Hudson Bay area is also an area of low gravity. The difference is thought to be down to the thickness of the Earth's crust and the volume of molten rock and magma beneath the surface. Elsewhere, heavy spots can be explained by currents in molten rock or magma and convection currents in superheated bubbling lava. The strongest gravity Earth is located around Bolivia and the northern Andes, where relative gravity represents around 50 additional milligaules.
Here's a look at the weather update for the day.
The Met Department said that showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in Western, Sabaragamuwa, Central, Northwestern and Uva provinces and in Galle, Matara and Mullaitivu districts during the evening or night. A few showers may occur in western and northwestern coastal areas and in Jaffna district during the morning too. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers.
Up next is Crime Watch.
Crime Watch.
A 38-year-old father of two was killed in a shooting at the 6th Mile Post in Mahasenpura in the Padavia police jurisdiction. The man was rushed to the Padavia hospital by his relatives and neighbours, however, was ruled dead upon admission. Sri Lanka police said that the man may have been shot at using a T-56 assault rifle when he stepped out of his house. The deceased was identified as Ratugamage Shirantha Rasika Vijayanayaka.
Crime Watch.
The trap gun is an illegal, locally made, smooth-bore, long-barreled, muzzle-loading firearm with a victim-activated simple trigger mechanism and is often used to keep away wild animals from destroying crops. However, humans too fall victim to these trap guns, and the following report is from Giriolla.
An individual who was seriously injured after a trap gun set up for wild boars triggered succumbed to his injuries on the 16th of May while receiving treatment at the Peradeniya hospital. The deceased was a 28-year-old father of one attached to the Sri Lanka Army camp in Valioya. It is reported that he had visited a neighbouring property after his pet dog had entered the premises on the night of the 14th of May and met with the untimely tragedy. He was rushed to the Nambediniya hospital and was later transferred to the Peradeniya hospital for further treatment. The person who leased the property, the person who set up the trap gun and the watchman of the property have been arrested. Several motorcycles and three-wheelers were damaged in Giriolla when a Sri Lanka police patrol jeep collided onto them. The vehicles belonged to a group of people who were attending a funeral of a person who had died following a motor accident. An investigation is underway.
Now in international news, Ecuador's President Guillermo Lasso dissolved the National Assembly by decree on Wednesday, bringing forward legislative and presidential elections and heading off an attempt by opposition politicians to impeach him.
Police and military decked in riot gear guarded the National Assembly building from behind barricades in capital Quito, allowing no one inside. Opposition politicians wanted to impeach Lasso over accusations he disregarded warnings of embezzlement related to a contract at state-owned oil transportation company Flopec, charges the president denies. A majority of lawmakers had backed a resolution accusing Lasso of allowing the corrupt contract to continue after taking office in 2021, although a congressional oversight committee which heard testimony from opposition lawmakers, officials and Lasso's lawyer.
Ukraine's capital Kiev has been attacked from the air by Russians for the 9th time this month.
Blasts were also heard in central Ukraine in the regions of Vinnytsia and Zhytomyr. Kiev's military administration said preliminary information indicated all incoming missiles had been destroyed. Kiev's mayor said the fire had broken out in a garage in Kiev but added no one had been injured. Meanwhile, Russia has agreed to extend a deal that has allowed Ukraine to ship grain through the Black Sea to parts of the world struggling with hunger, a boost to global food security after more than a year-old war drove up prices. Senior officials from Russia, Ukraine, Turkey and the United Nations met in Istanbul last week and continued talks to discuss the Black Sea deal and its future. Turkey and the United Nations brokered a breakthrough accord with the warring sides last summer, which came with a separate agreement to facilitate shipments of Russian food and fertilizer that Moscow insists has not been applied.
Sri Lankan international cricketer Danushka Gunathilaka has had 3 of 4 charges withdrawn relating to the alleged sexual assault of a woman in her home in Sydney's eastern suburbs.
The 32-year-old was arrested at his team's hotel in Sydney's CBD last year and charged with 4 counts of sexual intercourse without consent over the alleged incident on 2nd November. Prosecutor Hugh Buddin, for the Director of Public Prosecutions, told the court 1 charge had been certified, but the remaining 3 counts of sexual intercourse without consent had been withdrawn. Magistrate Claire Farnan formally dismissed the counts. The remaining charge, according to the police statement of alleged facts, is that Gunathilaka engaged in forceful sexual intercourse, during which she allegedly put one hand around her neck for 20 to 30 seconds and choked her. Gunathilaka's solicitor Alan Sahinovich said the parties were yet to have a case conference and asked for the matter to return to court on 13 July. He said he expects it to proceed to committal on the date.
And that's a wrap of lunchtime news here on TV1. As always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care, and have a great day.